Good morning, students. So, in this part of the video, we are going to study about the next part of the tissue chapter. In the last video, we have studied about the plant tissue like meristematic tissue, and we have studied about simple permanent tissues like parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. I told you about that. I told you the functions of that also. So in this part, we are going to study about the dermal tissue in plant, or can be called a protective tissue of plant. So I told you plants are made up of both dead cells as well as living cells. Usually dead cells are present. They provide actually protection, mechanical support, all that. So in between the living cells, dead cells also are present in the plant body because they cannot move from here. So whenever there is a dangerous situation, so they cannot move. We can as animals have locomotor organ for moving, but plant do not have any locomotor organs. Because of that, they have dead cells which are sclerenchyma tissue, maybe xylem, phloem, maybe they help in the protection. Similarly, dermal tissue is one of the protective tissue of the plant body. Dermal tissue is commonly we can call it a one more name, that is epidermis. If you take the leaves, so leaves is having actually two parts. If you take, sorry. So this is the leaf means. So leaf, the face towards the sunlight and face towards the gravity, if you take, or towards the earth. So this is called dorsal and ventral, if you take. Like that, it will be there. So here, this part is called as epidermis, upper epidermis, and this part is called as lower epidermis. If you take a leaf. See here. So actually the leaf or any stem will have covering. A branch will have a covering. If you take leaves will have covering. So the leaf actually, if you take a section of the leaf, if you take a small that's a section of leaf. If you see in the microscope, the cellular cells present in the leaves can be seen like this. This is called as epidermis, upper epidermis. This is the leaf means this is upper epidermis, this is lower epidermis. So in between this lower epidermis and upper epidermis, there are certain cells, palisade cells, mesophils will be there. In between this upper epidermis, lower epidermis, there are cells which will help in photosynthesis, storage of food and all. So these two, I am talking about these two now, epidermis and lower epidermis. On the epidermis, upper epidermis, so there are barrel shaped cells here, these shaped cells. So they actually protect the inner cells present in the leaf, or if it is a root means or stem means it will also protect inner cells, and this is epidermis. Like this they protect. See on the upper epidermis, if you take, there is one more layer called as waxy layer. So called as cuticle. It's called as cuticle. It is a wax made up of wax. This will prevent from your water evaporating. Water which is present inside the body will not evaporate. That is the advantage of this waxy layer. And if you take in aquatic plants, they help in they do not allow the leaf to decay. So that is the advantage of the cuticle. So if you take lower epidermis also plays a very important role in the plant body, because here there is a small lower epidermis. Take beneath the leaf, this layer. So there are some cells, these epidermal cells which are present in the lower epidermis, they are converted into bean-shaped cells called as guard cells. Guard cells. These guard cells makes up stomata. Stomata is nothing but it is a small pores present beneath the leaf or the ventral surface of the leaf, which will help in the exchange of gases and removal of excess water from the plant body. That is the advantage of the guard cells. They will make the stomata, and stomata actually helps in the exchange of gases. If you take this, the guard cell is bean shaped. If you take, so this is how the stomata helps in the exchange of gases and removal of excess of water plant body. Removal of excess of water from plant body is called transpiration. Whenever the transpiration happens, it will also helps in the absorption of water also. That is the advantage of this stomata. So the guard cells convert into stomata, they help in the exchange of gas. This is very important. The guard cells actually they actually help in closing and opening of stomata. The closing and opening of stomata is guarded by guard cells, or it is controlled by these guard cells. So this is how the lower epidermis actually works. That is the importance of the plant. Not only just protective layer, it also helps in the some physiological activities also. Photosynthesis. If photosynthesis has to happen, then carbon dioxide has to enter the cells. How it enters? By stomata. Similarly, epidermis also present in stem and roots of the plant. Not only in leaf, it is also present in root and stem of the plant. Here I have taken a section of root. If you take a TS of root, transverse section of root, and if you see in the microscope, there also you can see this epidermis. I told you, epidermis, what did they do actually? They actually protect the plant from injuries. So they protect the inner cells from injuries. That is the advantage. But in case of roots if you take the epidermal cells which are present in the root, they convert into hair-like structure called as root hairs. Hair-like structure called as root hairs. These root hairs actually, what they do? They help in the absorption of water and minerals from the soil. So they help in the absorption of minerals and plant from the soil. These root hairs will be numerous in the roots, and these root hairs are modified by the epidermal cells. The epidermal cells which are present, they only convert into hair-like structure called root hairs, which absorbs the water. And if you take old tree, there are some dead cells which are covered on the stem or on the bark of the tree. There are dead cells. That is called as cork. They are imperessive, means imperessive to water. The water will never enter directly. Why? Because of this cork which contains suberin. Suberin is a chemical which is present in the bark of plant body, outer bark of plant body, which is imperessive to all the liquids if you take. So that is one of the advantage of the epidermal tissue or dermal tissue in plants. This is about the functions and the characteristics of dermal tissue. If they ask what are the functions of dermal tissue, you can write about the stomata, transpiration, exchange of gases, and the cuticle, about waxy layer, and you can write about root hairs, functions of root hairs. That you can write. So the next part to take. So next part, we are going to study about complex permanent tissue. We have already studied about permanent tissue like parenchyma, collenchyma, serenchyma. All these permanent tissues are derived from meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue, they are converted into simple permanent tissue, and if you take simple permanent, complex permanent tissue also, they are derived from the same meristematic tissue. I told you, meristematic tissue contains embryonic cells which can be converted into any type of cell during the growth. So this complex permanent tissue, there are mainly two types: xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Xylem and phloem tissue. And this complex permanent tissue, why it is a complex permanent tissue? Because they are made up of both dead cell as well as living cells. Dead cell as well as living cell. That's why it's complex permanent tissue. They have many type of cells present over here. That's why we call it as complex permanent tissue. See, the first type of complex permanent tissue is xylem tissue. Xylem tissue. So xylem tissue is a complex permanent tissue which are made up of tracheids, vessels, parenchyma and fibers. So xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. These are the different type of tissue present in xylem tissue. That's why it's called as complex permanent tissue. See here, if you take we'll rub this. See, these tracheids and vessels actually, they help in the conduction of water. Means what is the function of xylem actually? Xylem actually what it does is, it will help in the transportation of water and minerals to the from root to the different parts, that is especially to the leaves. Leaves is a site of photosynthesis. Leaves is a site of photosynthesis where photosynthesis actually happens. During the photosynthesis we need, you know it, carbon dioxide we need, minerals we need water especially. The water is carried to the leaves for the photosynthesis by the help of xylem tissue. If you take this is the soil means, so soil will have a root. The root, then the stem you have leaf, after the stem we have leaves. This is the leaf. If you take inside the stem and the root, there is xylem tissue. There is a xylem tissue. In the xylem tissue we have tracheids and vessels. These tracheids and vessels, they are arranged such a way that they form a long tube. Long tube. See here. This is tracheids. They form a long tube like this. So they are present in the root as well as stem as well as leaf. So water is absorbed here like this. Water is absorbed. And this water is carried to the next tissue, next cell, finally to the leaves. See, these tracheids and vessels, they are arranged they are joined one to one, and they form a long tubular structure where it carries the water. This is how the tracheid and vessels helps in the conduction of water, transportation of water from root to the leaves or from soil to the leaves. They form a long chain-like structure and tubular structure. The water is carried over there. And parenchyma, xylem parenchyma is a living tissue which helps in the process. Then fiber. If you take fiber, this is also made up of dead cells. They provide a structural advantage, means they provide mechanical support to this tissue. This is how the plants transfer the water from soil to the leaves. especially to the leaves. Why I am telling leaves? Leaves is the site of photosynthesis. That's why. So next is phloem tissue. Phloem tissue. Phloem again it is also one of the complex ferment tissue, which is made up of sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, and fibers. If you take phloem parenchyma, if you take this is a living tissue, and this is a living tissue. Right. So living and dead cells both are present. Especially these sieve tubes are very important over here because this will help in the conduction of food which is prepared from the leaves. What is the main function of phloem? Phloem actually carries the prepared food or prepared glucose or carbohydrate to different parts of the plant body by the help of phloem tissue. During the photosynthesis, whatever the glucose prepared is carried to the different parts of the plant body by phloem, especially the sieve tubes. See, sieve tubes. Actually, sieve tubes will be like this. Sieve tubes are also arranged like this. They are also arranged like this. So sieve tubes, in between these sieve tubes, there is a sieve plates, which carries the food. See here, these are sieve tubes. These are sieve plates. So inside the phloem, the sieve tubes cells are arranged like a tube they are arranged. So that will help to carry the food to different parts of the plant body. The companion cells, if you take, they regulate this food actually. So they help in the process. Companion cells help in the conduction of food from different parts of from the leaves to the different parts of the plant body. Here also there are dead cells. In this also there are dead cells like fiber if you take. This will help in the providing a mechanical support to the phloem tissue. So this is how the food and water is transported to the different parts of the plant body. In the next 10th standard you are going to study about how actually the xylem carries the water to the plant body and how actually phloem carries the food to the different parts of the plant body. In the next 10th standard life process chapter we are going to study. This is about just the structure or characteristics of this tissue. So I hope you have understood this part of the lesson, plant tissue. The plant tissue is completed now. In the next part of the video we are going to study about the animal tissue. Thank you.